customer. Because I said to myself, man, when I tell this customer that he need all this kind of stuff, he gonna say no, or he gonna think, I try to rip him off, right? And one day I remember someone come back to me and say, you know what? Listen, it's not your fault. If the car need that stuff, he needs it, right? He's not gonna fix it only when you tell the customer that he need to get fixed.
Right.
He need to go and fix, right? So telling me that I need to do this in my car, if I don't fix it, it's not gonna fix the problem. So these guys, and I say to myself, he's absolutely right. So I can go to Brandon and say, Brandon, listen, I do the brakes, but you need this, you need this, you need this. I recommend you can do this now, and you don't have the money, and you can do this later.
Yeah.
But the best way to fix that is you can fix everything in one shot. If you have the money, it's gonna be perfect.
Well,
but we can work with you. This is one of the best way that you can work with your customers. But the other piece that a lot of people fell into it is in the follow-up.
oh yeah, they're not following up with the
You're
customer.
not follow up with your customers.
Yeah,
So,
you coming back? Because that still needs to get done.
so that's right.
Yeah.
So 70% of the mechanic shops, they do the job for somebody else's business.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is the truth.
We
Right.
So we have a system in place to combat that. It sends text messages to the customer, reminding them of their client services every few months, like
Yeah.
within the window of when it needs to be done.
Yeah.
And then that text also, when they respond back, we're able to talk to them in person and say, yes, you do need to still do this. But it is really important to have an outlet to do that because you're just providing services to other shops.
So I got a guys that bring the car to a shop and say, man, you know what? I need a brakes. They do the brakes. They find out they need struts. They need this and that. Say, you know what, man? Thank you for letting me know. I don't have the money. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have the money. You don't have the money, right? So the customer leave the place, come back 2-3 months later, right? They need to do oil change. They got to go to blow your oil repair right in the corner, right? Because you need to do the oil change right away. And the guy telling the same thing. So you know what, might as well, my technician told me that 3 months ago, go ahead and do it, right? So my point is, the technicians, the mechanic shops, especially the independent shops, they are great building jobs for somebody else's shop, right? Because they don't have that process. Right, if I get you bring the car to my shop, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna check the car, make sure let you know what you need. You can afford it to fix the car in that time. I got to recommend what you need to do first, and after that, it's my job, it's my business to make sure you're gonna come back again, right, to do the rest.
Yeah, no, I agree. And to all the service writers who are watching this, one of the mistakes that Gary did not make is he didn't tone it down. He was passionate about the big stuff. He toned it down for the little stuff, right? If I tell you, you really need brakes, I professionally, from my opinion and what I see, you really need brakes. And that's all I say. And I tone it down instead of saying, your brakes are at 3 millimeters. When brakes get lower, they get hotter. They're not able to dissipate heat accurately. So if you try to take a road trip any more than around town, you're not going to have brakes when you come back because they won't be able to cool down. They just disappear.
When the fiber goes below 40%, they bring more heat to the rotors.
It does, a lot more.
They're going to bring a lot more heat to the rotors. And what's going to happen is they're going to overheat the rotors, and they're going to whip the rotors, and you're going to end it buying new rotors, right? Because you don't replace your brake pads,
right?
That they're gonna cost you maybe $200, $225 job. You're gonna be ending paying $500, right? Because you don't want to do the job at the right way.
There's a stage after that. If you push it even further and you're running it really, really low, like close to when you warp the rotor and you put grooves in it, that rotor's now shaking like a jackhammer, and that shaking and that extra heat works its way into the caliper. And when the caliper starts to get hot, it starts to get stuck. It rusts quicker. If you take a good example, if I'm making a knife and I'm hammering it, I'm getting it red hot, and I stick it in there and I cool it down, well, that flux is technically rust.
Yeah.
It's instant rust. So when people are like, well, why is it that my calipers got hot because my brakes are hot and now they don't work? Because they got hot and now they rust faster. Heated metal rusts almost as soon as it cools down.
So I was talking with someone else 2 weeks ago. We're talking about prices. right? And you tell the guy, listen, if you're gonna go to that's no matter mechanic shop or barber or whatever, and the guy he give you the cheapest price, guess what? You're gonna get the cheapest service, and you're gonna get the cheapest part. Nobody's gonna give you the cheapest price using high quality parts, right?
Right.
Plain and simple.
Yep.
Plain and simple, right? Nobody's gonna give you quality service using the cheapest price because taking the price is not gonna justify the investment. First of
That's
all,
right.
right? So this morning, what today, yesterday, I was looking at my TikTok and I saw a story about a guy that he was a carpenter in Argentina, and one of his customers told the guy to go and get an estimate, to hang around a cabinet in the kitchen, right? And the guy says, okay, I can do the job. I'm gonna charge you 50,000 pesos. And the customer says, why is so much money? Plus $50,000, pesos, to hang out, to hang up the cabinet, and that's how it is. And he says, so much money, right? The carpenter turned around and said, okay, you know what? It's too much money for you. I'm gonna give you a deal. I'm gonna charge you a half, 25,000 pesos, and I teach you how to do it. So the guy,
know where this is going.
the customer say, okay, I think it's fair enough. All right, say, give me the 25,000 pesos and I teach you how to do the job, right? So, okay, the guy paying the 25,000 pesos. He said, okay, so now to do this job, you need a ladder, you need a hammer, you need a drill, you need a screwdriver, you need this.
Rental fees.
Oh, I don't have those. All right, okay, man. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna rent the tools to you, right? For another 50,000 pesos, right? Okay. And the guy said, okay, bring the letter, stuff like that. Okay. So now you need screws, you need glue, you need this, you need that.
Paint.
I don't have that. Okay. The material that you're gonna need to do this, yeah, they're gonna cost you another 10,000 pesos. Plus, I have to go to the hardware store. And the tax is gonna charge me 5,000 pesos to go to get there, 5,000 pesos to come back. So when I add it all together, it's gonna be 60,000, right? So my point with this is the majority business owner, they don't know how to present the value to the consumer.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
a lot of
they
cases,
they don't
They
know how to
don't, they don't
present
know
the
how to
value.
present the value.
Yeah.
And you need to present your value. So we have a lot of great service writers. We have a lot of great managers that they build a very strong customer clientele. It's not because they knowledge, it's because they know how to present their value, what they represent, or for the business that they represent
Yeah, still presenting value. Yes, absolutely.
to the consumer. When you learn how to present that value, price doesn't matter. Because people say, I don't care. This is my guy. That trust is come from that value.
That's true.
Right,
That's
yeah.
very true. An example I've used for customers is: do you want seasoned carpenters to build your house, or do you want homeless people to build your house? It's your choice, right? Homeless people don't cost much. They'd be more than willing to build your house. The funny thing is, on the lower end of the shop genre, I've literally seen shops that hired homeless people to get them back on their feet, and they're the ones working on your car. They didn't go to school, they didn't work hard to get there, they just wanted a job, and that dinky shop that we were working on putting together, nothing against the homeless person, I'm sure he was trying to become something, so I actually would end up putting a lot of time invested in teaching him and helping him so the customer didn't get hurt in the process, but it was a legitimate homeless person that didn't have a house, living out of his car, needed a job, right? There's other jobs for people like that with something as valuable and delicate as a car. It's like the hospital. You need somebody trained up like they are in the hospital to handle something that is that big of an investment. There are smaller investments for people that are getting back on their feet.
When you have a mechanic shop and you try to charge the customer for a premium service and you don't bring that service, you're not allowed to charge them for that service.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
But when you bring premium service, right, you have all the rights to charge for that service.
You do.
So I
Absolutely.
got a guy. So another thing, is very, like say, it's bringing to my attention. Look into restaurants. Right? You're gonna have a restaurant that is one of the cheapest plate, maybe $80, $90 per plate, and you're gonna have a restaurants that they got $30 plates. You know, so and this restaurant is full, and this restaurant is full. What's gonna happen is this restaurant right here give you the clientele for this business. In this restaurant, they got the clientele built for this kind of business, right? So what's gonna happen is the people that can afford to spend $100, $200 a meal is not gonna go to the $30. Maybe could a few, right? But the $30 people that they go frequently to this restaurant, they're not gonna go to this restaurant because it's two different businesses. It's the same food business, but it's two different business model attracting two different customers clientele. Sometimes you need to tell the customer, listen, I'm sorry, but my business is not built for your business. If they don't want to pay, it's not enough to let the customer. Yeah,
Today.
yeah. If they don't want to pay, I'm sorry. Yeah, man, you have to know it. If you don't value what I do, I'm sorry, my business is not built for you. Right? Yeah.
You had a young lady that had a Nissan, pretty busted up. What could we have done for really to fit our criteria? Nothing at that point, right?
Just she didn't have the money she's wanting to trade the car in. She's going to get pennies on the dollar for it for what it's worth because they're going to hear her coming from half a mile away.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. But,
Literally.
and she wanted a better deal, but in my opinion, I wouldn't get a $300 heart surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I also don't want a $300 engine swap or engine repair. I don't really want that. If somebody says, "Hey, I'll do this for $300," no, I don't want
Appreciate
that.
the offer,
Yeah,
but I'm
please
going to have
no.
to pass.
I don't want the $1,200 to $4,000 of work I'm going to need afterwards, right?
You got a guy, I don't remember his name, probably there was another service rider that I maybe in New York. So I remember, a guy came to the shop and he said, listen, you need to do a brake job, right? And the guy says $200. Why is $200? Give me a better deal, right? Okay, let me give you a better deal. It's $200, and the best I can do for you that you don't have to do the brakes again.
Better deal. Yeah.
It's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
One
right?
and done. Get back to work. Live
Guess
your
what? You
life.
see everybody laughing. The guy like, okay, go ahead and do it, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes is that sometimes we need to tell the customer what they need to give.
Yeah.
So man, yeah,
There's a guy, he's a nurse at the hospital. I've been in and out of the hospital. We have a shop right by the hospital. His name's Rick. You'll meet him one day, I promise. He comes to both shops. Rick's an awesome guy, very down to earth. Used to work at the same shop that we run.
yeah.
So we know this guy can work on his own cars. You know what my approach is to Rick every time he needs something done? Rick will come and say, "What's up, Rick? How's it going?" Little fist bump, handshake. Be like, "Rick, let me fix your car. Come on, do it, Rick. You know you want to let me fix your car." That's my approach. I'm just a little facetious. Let me do it. And guess what Rick does? All right, Brandon, whatever. Just go ahead and fix my car. Because he knows what I'm trying to say. Because I've already prepped him for it. You're a hardworking guy, Rick. Let me do it. Right? I'm your buddy. Let me do it. He just lets me do it. I don't have to explain anything to him. Whereas, and the point I'm making on that one, he's never been sold to before me. Not a single manager in 14 years has sold to Rick. Not Rick Chappell. It's a different Rick. But all of a sudden he starts getting sold to. Pay attention to your customers. Pay attention to what helps them understand
You need to understand your
what you need to do.
You need to understand your customers. Build a relation. Make sure customers. You're gonna say, listen. You're gonna have people that they're gonna come back to you happy with a big smile. You're gonna have people like they want to eat you. That yeah. That's
Some people want a buddy. That's what Rick wants. He wanted a buddy.
This happens in every business, in every single business. If you work in the food industry, it's gonna be the same thing. You're gonna have people happy to go to your restaurant. You're gonna have people angry to go to the restaurant because it's taking too long to bring the food, right? That's not matter. It's not only in the automotive industry, it's gonna be any industry, right? So you need to understand your customers, and you need to understand what the customer need and what the customer want. You got a customer that for them the more important thing is time. Make sure when you're gonna work with that customer, you deliver your promise. Okay, man, I'm gonna have your car ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be done. Right? One of the biggest mistakes a lot of people do, especially in automotives, man, I need a car tomorrow. Man, I'm gonna have it done for you tomorrow. Before calling the auto parts, was looking for the parts around, right? Before they do the job, as a service writer, as a manager, to search for the parts, right? To tell you, yeah, I'm gonna have it done for you for tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
Right.
over promising and under delivering.
On
Yeah.
the delivery. So, man, you need it for tomorrow. All right, let me see what I can do. All right, hold on 1 second. Right?
that's the right answer.
Make phone calls, right? If you got something that you see, okay, man, this is gonna be tricky, right? So it's sometimes same part, same part, two different part numbers, right? And you don't know what you need. Don't guess. Order both.
Which takes time.
Okay. So if you're gonna call a supplier and say, man, I can have it for you around 2 o'clock. So, and say today's around 10 o'clock in the morning, it's tomorrow in the afternoon, right? And you call another supplier and say, man, I can get it for you tomorrow around 2 o'clock at the same time. Order both sides, both places, right? Because you don't know is that guy is gonna fall short in the promise, right? And you're gonna be stuck with your promise with your customer, right? And you're laying down the hard way, right? Sometimes, when I was working in the auto parts, I have to go in because, man, I'm sorry, my guy he forgot the part. Man, my truck is running late. The warehouse to forget to send the part.
There's always going to be something.
Something,
happens.
yeah, it is, yeah. So, but we need to learn how to deal with the customer. We need to understand the customer, right?
Absolutely. One of Will's secrets, I was able to notice it because it's also one of mine. He doesn't budge on whether or not somebody does or doesn't need what's on the list. And because he's a mechanic, he's able to back that up with knowledge. So, you were saying earlier, part of understanding customers is they don't know what we're doing. They are good at something else that keeps the world rolling. And if we back off and we say, oh, it's fine, we're not giving them what they need, right? We're not understanding the customer. If you understand them, they can't stop in the middle of a field and fix the car. You can, I can, and you can, right? It's a different world. The other thing, saving, when you're talking about making promises of how fast you get something, again, I was able to notice this with you because I do it as well. When I'm talking to a customer, and this is going to sound very familiar even to today, how we interact with customers, they say, hey, how fast can you get my car done? Well, logically, I'm 80% sure that we could get this set of services done once I know what they are by 3 or 4 o'clock. Maybe not, right? There could be some complications. I tell the customer exactly that. Yes, we're going to shoot for today. We're going to shoot for 3 or 4 o'clock. If there's any complications, I'm going to call you.
Let you know.
We'll do the exact same
Good
thing.
communication.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you need to have a good communication with your customer.
Yeah.
Another big mistake, a lot
Can't
of
make
people,
promises
a
without
lot of
communication.
big mistake that a lot of technicians make is when they check in the cards, they don't check the card enough
Yep.
to tell the customer. Say, okay, man,
And it is a huge mistake.
so, okay, I need a water pump. My water pump is leaking. Okay, perfect. Yeah. How much is the water pump? Oh, yeah, it's leaking. It's leaking. Okay, perfect. Oh, check the water pump. So, and after that, they have to go back. You know why? We find out you need to replace this too. We find out you need a tensioner too. I got technicians that they call the same customer 3 or 4 times for the same repair, right? For parts that you can tell the customer from the beginning that need to be replaced.
You got some stories about that.
What if you,
Yeah.
we also have an image problem in this industry
Yeah.
due to the fact that there's a bunch of people out there that claim to be technicians.
Absolutely. I'm agree with you 100%. Yes, I'm in that.
They're not. Yeah, they just are not.
Yes.
period.
especially right now. So I can tell you right now, it's not even 50%, right?
Nope.
It's not even
Lots.
50%. We're talking about maybe 60 to 70% of most of the people that work in mechanic,
Upper 70s.
yeah, are not 100% technicians.
Upper 70s.
Yeah, because you know why? Is first of all, a lot of people don't like to take training. They skip a lot of technologies, right? So it's they know they don't have the right tools, they don't have the right equipment. So everything counts.
Or they don't have the mentality to want to better
No.
themselves.
No, it's not. You're absolutely right. Right now, let's say in business, you need to have all the tools. You say something like, say, the system that send reminders to your customers. You need that tool now.
Yep.
That's what you need. Right now, let's say, is to run a business in the past, especially mechanic shop, you have to learn how to run a business. But right now, you need to learn how to run a business and how to manage your customers.
Yep.
Right? If you don't know how to manage your customers, you're not gonna have a successful business.
It's true.
And you need to find out, okay, man, how many customers I have 300. Let me see how much market share they give me, idea. Let me see what is my top customers. Let me see what is my top services. And find out the why. You say you got 300 customers, out of the 300, 80% or 70% is coming only 400, it's a big red flag. It's something you're not doing right, that 200 people that go into your shop is not coming back, right?
Mhm.
So it's something they're gonna let you know, okay, how I'm gonna fix that, right? But you need to learn how to work, with customers. You need to learn how to work with your customers and manage your customers, right? A lot of people need to get followed up, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's you can't make promises without being
Yeah.
good at follow up. You
Yeah.
can't make any promises. You can't even promise tomorrow or day 5 if you
Nothing's guaranteed.
don't follow up with your customer.
Technology is coming hard. AI is coming hard. Right now, man, before a lot of people go to YouTube and say, okay, man, how to replace my battery? Now they go to ChatGPT, right, and say, hey, I got a problem with my car. It's a 2000, I need this. In ChatGPT, they give you a list of stuff that maybe can be wrong, right? So, it's stuff like that is gonna interfere with you daily, operation. Right? At the end of the day, consumers gonna need people that can do the job because first of all, they don't have the right tools. Second, they don't know how to do it. And third, they don't have the time. Right? So, and I say, if you don't have the time, and you don't have the tools, and you don't know how to do it, you're in the right place. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that,
Very
right?
true.
Yeah, it's true, right? Yeah.
True stuff works. though.
Yeah, so, all right, okay, man. So, man, you need to do this, okay.
Yeah.
You got the time, say no. You got the tools, no. And you know how to do it, say no. Okay, you're in the right place.
Come here.
Right, come
we got
here,
you. We
right?
got the
That's-
tools.
That's how
I think in a previous episode, we told all the customers if somebody doesn't have a multimeter and know how to use it, run. Right?
How many people you believe they know how to use this kind of 100%?
Multimeter or a scanner, I think we're probably maybe 8% of the industry actually can use that scanner 100%. 8% of the industry. That means that only 8% of mechanics, what you're looking for is a shop that has 100% 8%ers, right? Everybody that they've hired, everybody that they're employing is in that 8% bracket. If they're not that shop, you're in the wrong shop.
Yeah, like I said, we don't try to, tell everybody it's bad or wrong. What we try to encourage everybody is to continue, get ready, prepare, right? Continue learn, right? Forsyth Community College, Guilford Community College,
Yeah, get educated.
they have a lot of programs, right, for technicians, right?
That's where I started.
Yeah,
was
so,
tech.
Same here.
yeah, if you need to
Alma
go,
mater.
yeah, if you need to go back to the school, go ahead, man. Take courses, right? Go and get a course for 2 or 3 months, right? Let's, at least review all the stuff that you learned, years ago, right? And catch up with the new technology, right?
Yeah.
Foresight Tech came up. Go ahead.
Well, keeping up with the new technology, you have to do that because it's the way of the future.
Yeah.
You also have to be able to work on the older stuff. Certain tools that you'll use in a shop, you got to be familiar with. You just can't use.
When I started to work in auto parts years ago in 1993, I remember, when I was working in the auto parts, we have a big line. Leslie tools. You remember that brand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less
Yeah.
tools, yeah.
Right.
LISLE.
Yeah, something like that,
Yeah.
right? They got, like say the pliers, for the drums, for the spring drums, right?
Yeah.
That you can
Yeah,
put the cap,
few of
right?
those.
And use that. You have to have one of those,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. You have
So-
to be able to work on the older stuff
so-
because you never know what's going to come in from that.
They had
Yeah.
the pliers,
And you
with
adjust your carburetor.
they got the pliers, for the clamps, right? With the big wire that you can hook it up, to release the clamp for the hoses. So they have a lot of tools that was made for the business, for the technology that they're using at that time. Not anymore. So I remember, a lot of people say, man, I need this, I need the tool, to regulate carburetors. Man, I don't saw one of those for years, right? I remember, years ago, the little cube that you use, to bring the real pistons, the real calipers, real caliper pistons. The little cube that they got a different
Yep.
setup in
Pattern.
every vise, right? That you can put that, in the caliper and you can twist it, right? To push the caliper back, right? I don't see that a lot too. People don't ask for that, right?
How many times do you see somebody use a vacuum pump to set anything these days?
Yeah, so because technology right now is not requesting this kind of tools.
Or timing lights.
Yeah, so yes, it is.
So many people don't know how to use a timing light. That's just honestly silly.
So now talking about timing, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you believe that replace the timing belt out every 100,000 miles?
So
have to be-
my car has a special engine that runs 55. It can be pushed to 55 degrees of timing. So my car is currently running 55 degrees of timing. If my timing chain skips one notch, my engine blows up.
My point is, okay, manufacturer recommend, to do the timing change every 100,000,
120,000 miles.
100, most of the manufacturers 100,000,
Yep.
right? My question is, how many cars go into your shop every day? 10, 15? Say 10, right?
We between 3 and 14 is our
Okay.
average.
Okay,
So 10,
so
10's a good number.
average, right? Most of the cars, they got more than 100,000 miles.
Yeah. Most of them
Right.
have not got a timing chain.
And I've been telling everybody, no one recommend the
Very
customers,
seldom.
huh?
Very seldom do they.
Yeah, nobody recommend that. Nobody recommend to the customer, hey, listen, you need to replace the
You'd
the
add
time.
that to our
Huh?
list
Yes,
of,
we do.
Yeah,
mandatory recommendations.
yeah, so, because you know what?
Tomorrow.
It is true.
We sell a lot of timing chains, but it should be mandatory recommendations.
Because you know what
every
happened
day.
is, okay, and I see that happen a lot. So a lot of people go to the shop and say, man, dude, I only changed car to get 120,000 miles. 2 weeks later to go back and say, man, I get stuck in the middle of the road. What happened? Timing belt blow up. And you lucky because they don't been the valves. There's some carts, right? Some engines.
Most of them are in
So-
there.
And we're talking about
Yeah, they are.
$1,100, $1,200, $1,500. A job that you can do for $600, $700, and you can save a lot of money, right? Because it prevents maintenance.
Our
Right.
policy is actually, if you jump timing, we got to recommend a motor at that point.
Uh-huh.
We're not going to do your timing on something that's jumped timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Too late.
yeah. So, but anyway, I mean, your job is recommend to the customer, right? Because like I say, we're not service writers. We consult. We consult. We tell the customer what they're gonna need, right? We do
That's right.
recommendation. Our recommendation is, me. You need to replace your timing belt, right? It's because you don't do it, something's gonna happen. Because that belt is recommended from the manufacturer after 100,000 miles, need to be replaced, right? So you need to be replacing the water pump and the thermostat, whatever is,
Behind the
yeah,
car.
you need to do it, right? So, and guess what? Say you got 10 cars, maybe 2 out of 10, they're gonna say, go ahead and do it. The other 8, maybe 2 or 3, they're gonna come back. And the other 5, maybe they never, they don't care, right?
Part of why mastering a 3-car day is so important.
Yeah.
If you do your math, so I've run shops that do 24 cars a day.
So let me put another one, a good one too, right? So how many people check exhaust?
We do. We're very
Okay.
very persistent. with that,
Yeah.
but the number
Okay.
is low.
So how many people check the exhaust, right? So how you check the exhaust? Some people go in the car and say, okay, everything is good, but they don't know how the muffler. Yeah.
It's actually an inflatable
Right.
ladder that you
Yeah.
stick in the
So
exhaust pipe.
listen, when you got a car, and I guarantee it, trust me, I bet you any money, you put the car in the lift, and you see that car, they got a new catalytic converter, right? I guarantee you're gonna need a new muffler. 90% of the time, they're gonna need a new muffler
Because it's rusty.
because everything with the old
Level down.
there,
Yeah.
right? So, and I don't know about this stuff. I got a friend of mine that he owns a mining, and he showed me that trick, and the guy was right. The guy was,
All the debris gone down
because
in.
most of the time,
Yeah.
you know that the stuff inside the catalytic converter,
Yeah, no, that
right?
I was wondering what point you're making. Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
If you let your cat go too far,
Yeah.
you're not going to clean that out of your exhaust. It's going to rattle forever. You got to get the rest of it
Especially
replaced.
you got a car 2000, 2005, right?
Mhm.
So Nissan, they have that problem because the vacuum pressure for the engine, right? They burn down the catalytic converter. So listen, all that kind of stuff, man. Yeah,
These sumps are bad for a lot of things.
I gotta.
Catalytic converters, back shocks going out within 4,000
I went to
brand
a
new.
shop that he do exhaust,
Transmissions.
and the guy he put the old catalytic converter. It's nothing on it, nothing inside the catalytic completely. You can see to the freaking catalytic converter, right? And the guy put another one back. And he said, "Man, you gonna put another one?" Yeah. You need to tell the customer that he need to replace, the muffler and the resonator because all this stuff with the catalytic converter is right there.
Yeah,
Right?
it's in the hole.
Yes, yeah,
It's gonna be the lowest point. It's gonna catch it.
yeah. So you know why he told,
Muffler's where it all collects at.
yeah, you know why he told me? He said, "No, man, because nothing's gonna happen." He bought the catalytic converter from me, right? He put it on. 2 weeks later, he called me back, right? Because there's nothing coming outside of the car, right?
Yeah, it's all in the exhaust.
It's here, so it's so cracked, right? So he want me to replace the catalytic converter. I said, "No,
No,
because you know why."
I told
I
you.
know
No.
you, right? Yeah. So because the guy was afraid to tell the customer, listen, you don't need to be afraid. You need to tell the customer what the customer.
Yep, all the details.
Yeah, all
Don't
the
hide
details.
anything. I'll be honest. Like I tell customers what my GP is on the ticket because we're so precise on our competition. We know our numbers. We do our research. We know we're giving the best deal. I can tell you the GP. I don't care because I know my competitors are at 85 to 95 to 110% profit margin. So if I'm telling you, hey, to sustain my shop, build my location, I'm happy to give you the details of that. I'll give you the details of your brakes, the ins and outs of your brakes, how it all works. What do you want to know? Right? That's what I want to know. What do you want to know to help you understand why this needs to be done? Because we should have the knowledge. What I do see is what breaks my heart is I see people who have the knowledge and in the moment don't give the details.
Get up to customers. Listen, a guy he do brake job for $40 or $50, right? Swapping brake pads on. Yeah, I got another customer that he do from brake pads and rotors, right? He don't do the brake pads alone. But he rectify the rotors and replace the brake pads for $225, $250. Guess who do the most brake job in that part of the town? We're talking about it's a half a mile away, right?
The guy does them for $225.
They do around 10 to 15 brake jobs a week. The guy that he do it for $50, maybe one or two.
Yeah.
Right? Really, I'm not lying to
I
you.
believe
Yeah, listen. And I tell the guy, I said, listen, you should be backwards. Right? You're the cheapest guy in town. You should have a line people waiting here to do your brakes.
He
right?
can't afford to do that quality of work for $50.
That's how it is. So guys, thank you, brother, for coming. What was your name?
Will.
Will, thank you for coming. Right, don't be strangers. So next time we're gonna be talking about
Next time we're going to be talking about the future of the fastest production car.
Fastest production car.
Where is that going? And the reason is it tells us where technology is going to move.
Then right now, let's say Tesla, the other company, Chinese company, the B
Yes, go.
is another one, BYD or BDY, right? It's a Chinese company that is building, electrical cars as well, right? It's, they hitting hard right now. I was looking for an article, right? They say, about one of the futures, right, in the electrical cars is they're gonna come with a master module that is gonna control all the sensors
Master module.
there.
Yeah.
So that means the key, everything gonna be controlled with the master module. Say you got an issue, like say with the AC, right? It's because the module blow up, you have to replace the complete.
That's a brilliant idea because when that module fails, it's going to cost as much as the car.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Right. Yes.
Super smart.
Yeah. Everything. I mean, you got
Master
some.
module.
You got some issues with the brakes, something like that, right? We're talking about computers wise, right? It's coming from the module. You need to replace the complete module, right? Because the module is gonna control everything in the
Means
car.
that every time it's the module, you're probably going to replace that module 7-8 times instead of once
7, 8,
or
yes.
twice.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna be doing software programs to
Yep.
give
That's
it
right.
updates.
That's
Yeah.
why. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why you need to program it too.
Yeah.
So right now, I was thinking, I was watching, something about the techniques for the future, right? The techniques for the future gonna come with laptops, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And they're gonna be so greasy, gonna be laptops.
No, that's how it is now.
Yeah,
If you're a decent tech and you really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm serious. If I do ever have to go to a shop and I don't see good scan tools, and multimeters come out, I just grab my car and leave. I'm not going to do that to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather pay good money for good service.
We need to educate the customer.
Yep.
How you educate the customer, tell the customer the truth, right? Make sure your customer understand your business, and make sure you understand your customers, right? Nowhere you're gonna do great, right? No, I can tell.
He's
right now,
already doing very well. So.
I think you have a lot of experience. I believe you have a lot of experience in this industry, right? But like I say, right now, this industry is changing so fast,
No doubt.
right? So, and a good business is gonna require a good technician, and guess what else? A good service manager. Yeah. If you got a good
Ultimate
service manager
combination.
and you got a good technician, you're gonna have a super business.
Easy to say, hard to do.
This marks 30 years in this industry.
30 years,
Yeah,
right?
30
It's
years.
changed a lot.
30
And then
years.
some things haven't changed at all.
I'm in this industry for 32 years. Yeah. 32 years in this industry.
I've been in this.
Not as a technician. Not as a technician. I'm, as a sales part, right? Part salesman.
We can
Right? So, but I say, nobody can tell me stories about shop
Yeah.
because I see it all.
Ain't wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know a business shop, in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, right? South Carolina, Virginia, North Carolina, even Florida, right? So I went to a lot of parts, a lot of states, in business shops, right? So that means I know all the stories about, how to run a business. I can tell who's gonna make it, who's not, right? But it's a lot of changes in this industry. Everybody has to be ready and prepared, right, for the changes. People say, I got a guy and he told me, man, electric car is not gonna come to my business yet. Okay, so don't worry about your business. Worry about your marketing, your industry.
Yep.
They're not gonna stop making electrical cars because for you, no, they're gonna continue to do it. They don't care about you, right? You need to care about yourself, right? How you gonna survive that? So right now, it is an average technicians that they only fix cars up to 2015 or 16, right? Look at the
Oh no, I know about that.
Yeah.
They're scared of anything newer. He was just mentioning that.
yeah. Look at the gap. The gap is starting now to go bigger and bigger and bigger. Now we got people that are afraid to work in cars 16, 17, 18, right? We're talking about
Crazy.
7 years gap, right? Imagine another 5 years.
They'll only work on cars that are 2 years old.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Right? All right.
Yep.
Do appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Awesome.